This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 599 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products. Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Randi Thompson. Randi is internationally recognized for her award-winning How to Market Your Horse Business and Horse and Rider Awareness educational programs. Randi has been in the horse industry for over 35 years and has been coaching professionals for 15 years in horse and rider training, business, and marketing. Today's tip is about simple pleasures. But first, a word from today's sponsor.
Well, if you're a regular listener to the show, you know we talk a lot about Kentucky Performance Products, and that's because they are a name you can trust to give you the most value for your supplement money. Kentucky Performance Products offers supplements designed to target specific problems and are made with high-quality ingredients included at effective levels. The company's supplements are intended to complement, not compete, with your dressage horse's current feeding program, guarding against oversupplementation, and each product is backed by sound research and a money-back satisfaction guarantee. And today we'd like to talk to you about Nalox, the original equine antacid. It's recommended by veterinarians and leading horsemen as a way of maintaining a healthy stomach, which reduces the risk of ulcers. Nalox can be given daily to horses exposed to stressful conditions or as needed when shipping, competing, or during stall confinement. You know, you can learn about Nalox and all the products at Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com. That's Kentucky Performance Products at kppusa.com.
And Randi Thompson is here with us today, and it's such a pleasure to have you stop by Horse Tip Daily each time you do. And I do believe that's got some kind of a relationship to what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, it does. Life's simple pleasures.
Aww. Is that a segue or what?
That's a great segue. You know, and the thing is with life's simple pleasures, sometimes we really never anticipate them, but we find such great pleasure in them. You know, they're like gifts that we can live and we can celebrate in our own unique ways. Sometimes we get so busy in our lives and business that we forget to remember the little things that we can do that bring smiles to our face and a warmth in our heart. Today, I'd like to remind everyone to give thanks for all the good that they have and for all the good things yet to come. Now, I would like to share a few inspirations with you and your listeners to remind you of some of the simple pleasures in life that just make us feel good.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, I'm so glad there aren't any of those up here on top of the mountain with me. But speaking of mountains, I have found that one of my favorite simple pleasures in life has been being around a beautiful view. When I was in Florida, I lived on the ocean, so I was able to see the ocean view, and I could go out there and walk in the morning. And here on top of this mountain, well, I can see for hundreds of miles across purple-covered mountains. And it reminds me, you know, I'm here and I'm just a blink in the passage of time. There have been so many, you know, they found 3 types of prehistoric mammoth elephants here.
Really?
Yes. So can you imagine how many civilizations, how many kings, how many queens, how many gods, goddesses, all of the above have actually lived in this area before I got here?
Huh.
So I'm just a blink in the passage of time, and to overlook this wherever I am, it inspires my soul. It makes me feel good and reminds me that whatever's happening, it'll change. And, you know, for other people, like even where you are, there's probably beautiful things that you see every day. Sometimes we just have to take a moment to look around and look at the beauty. You know, you probably have beautiful sunrises or beautiful sunsets.
Absolutely, and you frequently get caught up in your day and you don't notice them.
That's right. And it's those little things that make us, the simple things that make us feel good inside of ourselves and remind us why it's good to be alive. Now, another simple pleasure that I have, and you might have this too, is I love to sleep in on a rainy day.
Oh, yeah.
I love, I like the cats cuddle in with me. I have two cats, and the rain beats lightly on the roof. I can hear the rain beating down there, and I'll snuggle into my little nest a little bit deeper and put my head in there. The sound of rain is so soothing. And it's a perfect time for me and my cats to just cuddle up and to be what we are. And do you like to cuddle up in the rain too? Do you get to sleep in? Oh, you have your radio show every morning, so you can't do it as much as I can.
I'm such a happy camper when you have the rain falling and you can hear it on the roof.
Yes.
And hot cocoa and toast. It's wonderful.
Oh, it is. It is. And the other thing that's nice about sleeping in is when we actually do have mornings when we can sleep in a little later. Well, if we can. My cats wake me up in the daylight. But sometimes I'll wake up at 5 in the morning and I'll be thinking, I've got to get up. And I see it's 5 o'clock and I'm like, I can go sleep just another 15 minutes. And it just feels so good to have that feeling. I can just kind of softly slide back into my pillows and blankets and go back to dreaming a little bit. So for me, some of my simple pleasures include what happens to me on rainy days and my bed. Do you realize that most people spend, half their life sleeping in bed?
I'm probably even a little bit over that. I'm a sleeper.
Oh, yeah. So for us, it's where we recharge and everything, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Another simple pleasure that I like when it happens, and it's always a surprise when it does, is finding money I didn't know I had.
I like that one. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's like when you reach into the pocket of your coat or your jeans or you find a $20 bill or whatever that you don't expect. It is just so exciting. It's not that we're rich or anything, but it's just a good feeling. It's a simple pleasure. You probably agree with that too?
Oh, yes. There's nothing better. The first couple of cold days of winter and you get out the really big puffy winter coat and you stuff your hand in the pocket and find $10 you left there last fall.
Yes.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. Another simple pleasure that I like is making the yellow light.
Wait. Let's delve a little bit deeper into this, making the yellow light.
That's right. Because now, you can get a ticket if you go through a yellow light if they catch you. But, just getting there right before it turns right, there's something about that pleasure. The act of actually getting through the light before we have to stop, that excites me at a level I don't even understand. But, you see all the other cars that stop behind you at the red light and you're like, yes, I made it. Now, what is that about? Do you do that too?
Oh, gosh, yes. There's nothing better than there's, I think, 5 traffic lights in the mile and a half between our house and the grocery store. And it is such a thrill when we drive to the grocery store at some odd hour when there isn't any traffic to speak of, and you can make them all green.
Yes.
That is such a thrill.
It's true. It really is a simple pleasure that we enjoy. For people like us, like you and Glenn and everybody that's on your radio shows, another simple pleasure is being able to share funny or interesting stories that people enjoy. You are both, and your hosts are all storytellers, and so am I, and we love it when people enjoy what we're sharing. Your audience loves what you share. Just listening to your show makes their day better. You've become the simple pleasure for so many people who listen to what you have created. It's true, because look at the audience you gathered around you. People love to hear your stories. You're inspiring so many people that you may not even realize it, but now you do. And part of that inspiration comes from your ability to get them to laugh.
That's very important. Laughing is key.
That's right. Laughter is the greatest cure of all. Sometimes, some of the things you say have got me laughing so hard that I can barely breathe. And there's something about laughing when it's just the freedom of laughing with no conditions imposed on it at all that makes me feel better, and it sets my mind in a more positive track for the rest of the day.
There you go. You're right.
Yeah, so I wanted to thank you and all the hosts of your shows who provide that for so many people, because you've made a big difference for a lot of people, starting our days out whenever we listen in a way that makes us smile.
There you go. One of my favorite pleasures that's simple
yes,
is I love to listen to my horse eat.
Oh, yes.
Even more than seeing him, I love that little crunch sound that they make when they eat, and it's just the sound of happiness for me.
It is. It is. And, they are so happy when they do that. Even my cats, like I have a new cat toy here, that, one of those dog toys, you probably use the dog toys where you put the treat in it.
Yep.
You can hear that little noise in the background. Mm-hmm. My cat has a new toy where her joy now is finding a way to get the treat out of there.
Yeah, my kitty cat has one of those too.
Oh, she does. She?
He has one. He actually has several of them. We have homemade ones because we have them all over the house. We just take empty toilet paper rolls and you cut a little hole in the end.
I love it.
And he has to bat it around to get the little, and we just put cat food in it. But unfortunately, we got one for our dog. We got the really, really easy one. All it is a dome that's weighted on the bottom, and it has a little hole on the side that you put the little treats in, and all they have to do is tip it over, and the treats fall out. And poor Glory, our greyhound, has not been able to figure it out. We tip it over so that they fall out for her, and she looks at it, and she's all excited, and she gobbles up the little treats, and then we tip it over again, and then she gobbles up the treats, and we tip it over again. So what she does when she wants the treat, she just sits there and stares at it and waits for us to come over and tip it over.
She's smart enough to have trained you. So there's just something about, even with our pets or whoever, something about food that's a simple pleasure for both humans and animals. Another simple pleasure for me is finding that perfect parking spot. You know what I mean?
When you go to the horse show and you get the spot under the shade tree.
That's right, especially if you're pulling a horse trailer. Then you're just so happy when you get that spot under the tree, or the pull-through parking spot where nobody's blocking you.
Yeah. I am willing to park in the hinterlands at the store in order to get that.
Yes, me too. Me too. So I think, a simple pleasure is just finding a parking spot that we can get into for whatever reason. Brings a little joy, unless somebody pulls in front of us. And then that would be another episode.
Yeah, that's going to be a separate tip altogether.
That's another tip. Another simple pleasure is the feeling we get when an idea that we have works. We working to struggle or resolve a problem or an issue or create a project, and we just we work on it and we work on it and we work on it, and sometimes we just can't seem to get it right. We get filled with frustration, and we're getting to the point of this is never going to work, and we're like, okay, I've got to do this one more time. It's 3:00 in the morning, but I know this is going to work. And then you do it one more time and it works.
Yay!
I know the feeling of accomplishment that we get when something finally works is such an inspiration for us. Another simple pleasure in life. Another simple pleasure that I like is fresh, clean bed sheets.
They make candles that are labeled fresh linen now.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes. I don't know if that's what they really smell like, but...
Yeah, I wonder what they're using to make them smell whatever way they do. Yeah. There's just something about clean bed sheets. And what I do in the winter is I have a heated mattress pad. So I turn it on like an hour before I go to bed. So when I crawl in my fresh, clean bed sheets in the winter, it's also warm.
Ooh, yeah.
So you pick up the corner of your blankets and your sheets and you start crawling into those freshly cleaned, for me now, warm sheets. And there's such a comfort in that. Everything seems so clean and so fresh. Yeah, it's interesting. We're back into the bed scene again.
Yeah, there seems to be a trend.
I know. Another simple pleasure that we all like to receive is unexpected compliments. We're going through our days. It's just an average day. We're doing routine and we love what we're doing. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, when you might be feeling just a little bit or whatever, somebody says something nice to us that we do not expect.
You know what? That my favorite one there is when you have to stop at the grocery store. It's 5:00. It's crazy. You have to grab a quart of milk or something, and the cashier actually looks at you, recognizes you as a human being, and says something to the effect of, "Have a nice evening."
That's right.
That is a thrill to me.
And they mean it. Because
yes.
we can tell when they're really speaking from their heart. And there's just something about that. It's just a simple pleasure. It makes us smile. And the thing that I've learned about smiling is that, like if I smile at you, just smile at somebody else because they're contagious.
Yeah.
So those unexpected compliments that come to us bring a smile to our face, and guess what? We spread it around to everybody else that we encounter that day. So there we go, passing on more of life's simple pleasures with a simple smile.
There you go.
So I'd like to finish today what we're talking about, some of life's simple pleasures, something that's just finishing what you started. How many projects have we started that we've been working, like our taxes, or, finally getting a student or get to a next level, or whatever project that you're creating, and then worked on it, and finally we get it finished. Writing an article, producing a new show, whatever you're doing, that feeling of self-accomplishment that we get when we finish, that's one of the most rewarding, simple pleasures that people like us can experience. There's just something nice about finally realizing we've created and accomplished another goal that will make a difference in our lives and in the lives of other people that are around us. And as I said earlier when we started, I wanted to talk a little bit about taking the time to think about life's simple pleasures. We get so busy in our life and in our business that sometimes we forget that it's important to take a moment to realize how good that really is around us. All the simple things don't cost any money. They take other people. It's just what's happening between us and what's happening around us in the world.
There we go. That sounds so simple.
It is simple. That's why they're life's simple pleasures.
There you go. Well, once again, thank you so much. That's lovely. It kind of gives you a lovely, happy feeling. Makes you want to have cocoa and toast.
And slide into your warm bed. You're welcome. Thank you, Jennifer.
We'll see you again soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
That's always so much fun. To listen to all of Randi's tips, just go to horsetipdaily.com and go to the experts drop-down menu on the left. You can also go to horseandriderawareness.com. That's Randi's website, and see what she's up to. Don't forget to support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's tip has been brought to you by Nalox. Nalox is made by Kentucky Performance Products, where they make simple supplements that are scientifically proven. Visit them at kppusa.com. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like us to cover on the show. You can subscribe to all of the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.